You are now checked in to Stand Up New York Labs. Oh, yeah.
Hey, Mark, fake banter for the intro.
That's all I know how to do.
Great.
Good to be here.
Welcome to Tuesdays with
Stories.
Hit her in the face with a surfboard.
And then the duck fell out of his bag.
Surf's up. And she didn't even flush.
Knock, knock.
Who's there? Mark Norman and Joe List.
Yeah! This is Tuesdays with Stories, everybody.
Nah, that's terrible.
This is supposed to be cheesy.
My radio is spitting at me.
140, you want to start? I'm ready to start.
Let's do it.
All right. You want an intro?
I'll intro.
You intro. You're a good intro.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Tuesdays with Stories. Mark Norman here, and that's...
Joe List, everybody.
It's good to be back. Oh, boy, we got some great stuff. Great weekend. Friday, Saturday in New York City. Tons of stuff to talk about. You were out of town.
I was in Grand Rapids,
Michigan.
or as I like to call it, fairly mediocre rapids. Small rapids. I had a great line. Tommy Jonigan and I were walking over a bridge, and we saw this guy was crossing the river on foot. It's like not too deep where we were.
Ah.
He was just walking across on foot, and some woman was walking by. She's like, "What the hell is he doing?" I was like, "Oh, he's afraid of bridges."
Ha.
And her husband dies laughing, gets the joke. Tommy laughs, and she's like, "Oh, wow, that's crazy."
Ah.
Just nothing.
There's nothing more attractive to me when the lady gets a joke and she
Oh,
laughs at your
yeah.
joke. I love that.
Sometimes I mistake girls for being funny. I'm like, she's a funny girl, but just because she's laughing at all of my stuff, she
Well,
doesn't actually say. But she has a great sense of humor.
You got a good sense of humor, exactly.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Right, which is a weird sense of humor. I don't like that.
What are you talking about? It's a sense. It's a compliment. It's like we have a sixth sense.
Yeah. I feel like it's thrown around too much. That guy's got a great sense of humor. Well, is he funny? No.
But they're two different things.
I guess so.
What, a sense of humor? You sense humor. You can smell it.
Yeah, all right. Well, now you're making it sound pretty good.
yeah.
Sense of humor.
I can smell your cunt. Sons of the Lambs.
Oh, jeez. I was like, what kind of...
That's a joke
that?
in there. And he goes, that's a fun joke in Sons of the Lambs. And he goes, what did Multiple Migs say in the next room where she says, I can smell your cunt. And then Hannibal Lecter goes, I myself cannot.
There was a lot of great lines in that movie.
Terrific movie. There's some
yeah.
great, one of the best movies ever. That was the
It's a
last
great
movie
one.
to sweep the Academy Awards.
Is that
Picture,
right?
director, writer, actor, actress.
What are we, 92, I think.
91.
91,
Yeah,
damn.
I'm good with movie years. Oh, I mean, so are you. 1 year off. That's not bad.
Not bad.
And
not
one of
bad.
the few movies that came out in February and won the Oscars. Usually it's December movies that are released for your consideration. I saw that movie in the theaters with my family. I was
Wow.
9.
Holy moly.
My parents brought me to see Silence of the Lambs.
Good Lord.
Unfuck me. Like it's just,
The jizz throw?
it
You probably
has
didn't know what that
everything.
was.
No, I didn't know what that was for years.
Yeah.
He said, "Look at the blood." I thought it was blood. I had no idea. I didn't know what that
Uh-huh.
was until I was 28.
I watched the movie like 2 weeks ago just on Netflix, and it's amazing how it's 91, which you think, oh, that's not that long ago, but it's nothing but old cars and landlines and
Yeah.
weird references.
That's
No
almost-
internet.
Almost 25 years ago.
I guess that's right.
One
boy.
of the truly great movies where the bad guy's a good guy. There's two bad guys. Hannibal Lecter's like a good guy. He
Right,
helps. But
he's
like this
helping.
evil.
Yeah.
I used to have a joke about the movie. It's a movie about a cannibal named Hannibal.
Yeah.
Who wrote this? Dr. Seuss?
Hey, that's not bad.
What's next? A movie called Blurderer the Murderer? There's a movie coming out about a guy named Bapist.
Woo!
That's a
Well-
first year joke.
Well, the setup and everything was great, but you could tell you threw a couple things together with Scotch tape. At the end, maybe
Blurderer.
Blurderer. Well, we'll go Bapist. I'm on in 5 minutes. Oh, who needs a guest?
Oh,
I'll
boy.
tell ya.
Oh, yeah, we have no guests
No,
today.
we're solo,
They
and I'm
all-
loving it.
They all got in a car wreck and
They're all
died.
divas.
We were going to have eight people, but big car wreck, and they couldn't smell our cunts and
Oh, yeah.
sense of humor. I don't know.
They're all Bapists.
Boy, I'm in a real... We just did a double sip. We
Yeah.
can't do a double
Yeah,
sip.
what are we thinking? There's no bad timing there.
No guests, and we just double sipped. Sorry about the silence and the jingling and jangling of the
So-
ice water.
Grant, that's I believe it's called Dr. Grins.
Oh, Dr. Grins, nice club. We had a Thursday. This is a cool feature. They did it. It's open mic night. They have 5 open micers do 3 minutes in front of you. That's the opening. It's 5 open micers, which is nice because by the time you get up there, first of all, you can open mic your set a little bit, and then you're just the man.
Yeah.
It's nice. It feels good. But
They let you go whenever you want as at the open mic because you're at the show.
no, I'm still middling. But instead of an
Oh.
MC, there's an MC, but there's 5. That 10 minutes instead of the MC doing 10,
Uh-huh.
it's 5 guys doing 3, and then I do 20.
Oh, interesting.
So it's like open micer, open micer, open micer, open micer, me, Tommy.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's a kind of a fun system for
I
the
like
first
it.
night. If I ever ran a club, I would have the Thursday be that.
Yeah.
And now one guy had a great joke, and I forget his name. I should say his name, but I don't remember it. He had a joke that I liked. There was a few great jokes in there. He goes, "Don't you think it's weird that hot dog buns come in packs of 8, and my dad left me when I was 9?"
I
I thought it was good because I'm like, oh, here comes another hacky
Right.
bit, and I thought it was pretty fun. And
love a good turn like that.
there was a couple good jokes in there. Nice guy, good scene in Grand Rapids. I don't know about the scene, but there's nice people there. you know.
Yeah. There's a
Good
couple
shit.
alt rooms as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did one. I think it was called the Pyramid Club.
They got a festival out there too. It was fun. Here's the first. This is how my trip started. I fly to Detroit, lay over in Detroit, and then I get on the little Chinese jet, 30-minute flight to Grand Rapids in the afternoon. Flight gets delayed on the runway, 30 minutes. The guy sitting next to me, touching legs, has the look of a football. It looks kind of like Brett Favre. They come on. We're sitting there for like 30 minutes. Everyone's kind of weird, but it's only a 30-minute flight, so no one's too worried, I don't think. It was just kind of whatever. They come on. They're like, yeah, sorry, folks. We got a delay here. And because of this guy immediately goes, fucking motherfucker!
Wow.
Punches the window.
Whoa.
Winds up, punches the window, screams motherfucker. Like loud enough that every single person on the plane could hear. And I'm like, I'm trying to like Buddhist it up and relax. Motherfucker.
Yeah.
And he goes, these fucking lying fucks.
Oh,
Screaming
man.
immediately out of the gate. No pun intended.
Yeah.
Immediately, we sit on the plane for another half an hour, 20 minutes, and they're like, folks, we're really sorry. They come on. They don't even have time to announce it. We're really sorry. Motherfucker!
Wow.
Screaming. And then the old guy next to me, like across the aisle, looks over and he goes, what the fuck are you looking at?
Holy
And he's like, right. And me and our
Jesus.
legs are literally touching. And I'm like, I don't know what to do with this guy. He's a psychopath.
You're in the aisle?
I'm
And he's in the
aisle
window.
seat. He's the window.
Okay.
Legs next to each other. He's punching. He starts pulling his leg hair, literally.
What?
And all I'm thinking is, who wants to get to Grand Rapids that bad? It's like we're going to Orlando and he's got Disneyland tickets. He's dying to
right.
get to Grand Rapids.
Maybe he was one of the open micers.
Yeah, maybe. But these motherfucker like that. And then the woman comes by and she goes, hey, excuse me, are we gonna get refunded for this? Because there's other fucking airlines that fly to Grand Rapids.
Whoa.
And the woman's like, sir, we'll take care of it. And then he does another, what are you looking at this other guy.
Wow.
What are you looking at? And Tommy and I were talking, I wish there was a guy, don't you wish you were one of those tough guys
That's all I think about.
like a black belty
Yes,
guy that can
yes.
break someone's heart by fucking touching them with their thumb?
Oh,
I'd love
yeah.
to be that guy. And I'm like, I'm looking at you, pal.
Yes.
Don't you want to be one of those
I
guys?
would love to be that guy. I
he's
think
like-
about that all the time.
He's like, who are you? And I'm like, I'm the guy telling you to shut up, Buster.
Yes.
I would kill to be that guy, but I'm scared to death.
I want to be that guy on the train when the guy's rapping out loud and somebody says something and then he goes like, you got a fucking problem? The guy's like, it's just a little aggravating. And the guy's like, fuck you then. The guy's like, whoa, I'm not trying to. I want to be the guy like, bring it, baby, and just smush his Discman. I don't know why he's still got a Discman,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
just break it in front of him.
Yeah, I want to be the guy that steps in. I want to be the step in guy.
Yeah, the step in.
Yeah, I had a thing last night. There was right at the Starbucks. Oh, no, I was on the east side. There was like two like homeless man and woman fighting. They seemed homeless-ish, or maybe they were addicts or something. But she moved his bags, and he's like, "You fucking moron!" I've had a lot of them drawing this energy.
Apparently.
He's like, "You fucking moron! You fucking touch my bag!" And he's just screaming at this old woman, and obviously she's nuts too, and they have a past or whatever. But eventually, I was like, "All right, sir, I think she gets it." And he's like, "I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry. I don't mean to yell." Like he was a nut.
Yeah.
But I wanted to be that guy that steps up and is like, "She's an old." I want to be like that. Excuse me, John Wayne type guy.
Yeah.
You got a problem?
Right. One day. Maybe if we worked out or boxing lessons.
You gotta take lessons. It's like a jujitsu
Yeah.
thing.
Because you never really hear about the guy. You always hear the happy ending. You never hear about the guy who steps up getting killed.
Right.
Which would happen to me. I'd be that guy.
Yeah, it's weird. There's people that have those stories, but it's you got to be careful because so many people have weapons and so many people are just trained.
Yeah.
Classic. You don't know who's who.
You don't know who's who. Marine, whatnot, background, been to jail, whatever.
That's why I always avoid competition with strangers. You can't
Yeah,
do it. Physical
can't do it.
competition because you'll just get killed. And people
Yeah.
are like, you pussy, you got to be. No, I don't, I'm the guy who's not going to get his fucking head kicked off.
I'm still
Listen,
here.
So that was crazy. Then we get on. They had to deboard the plane, And then we get back on. I think he had one more outburst.
Gee, he must have had something cooking.
Yeah, something's off with this guy. Oh, and then he fell. This is the best. He fell asleep on the flight. We finally flew, and he fell asleep like a baby who'd been crying the whole time.
Oh, man.
And then on the flight there, we're finally in the air, and I start farting. I get the airplane farts.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
always had his Wendy's all day.
Oh, yeah.
I got like empty stomach, but fast food at the same time, farts. And I'm farting, and I'm so petrified that I'm like, if this guy's punching the window for a 20-minute delay to Grand Rapids, what's going to happen when he smells my asshole? He's going to lose his mind.
Shit, you motherfucker.
Yeah, I just picture him punching me in the asshole. He's going to be
Right.
bent over and fisting me.
I'll tell you, while he's sleeping, I would just stare at him just so you didn't have to look at him again. You know, if he's like, what are you looking at? I got them all in. I stared at you while I was sleeping.
Right. Yeah. I kept closing my eye. I just had my eyes closed and hands folded, which I feel like was bothering him more that I was kind of zenned out.
Yeah. Oof. I never know what to do in those situations. I would probably just go into the bathroom for a while.
Yeah, it was scary. Well, we couldn't get up. We were stuck there.
Oh,
and
right.
It was weird
Jesus.
because, like, for me, and I used to be crazier, and I've been, trying to be a little more zen. But it's one of those things I can't control this.
Yes.
I can't. There's nothing I can do. So you just
Nothing.
accept. And it would have been a different story, I guess, if I was late or missing a show or whatever. But it's not as bad with comedy because you can. If I'm late, I'm late. The flight's delayed. I can't
Right.
do anything. Hey, yeah,
Right.
sorry, I missed the show. My flight's delayed. But yeah, it was insane. But he jumped right to it.
Oof.
Motherfucker. Opened
Yeah.
with motherfucker.
Oh, that is brutal. Nothing you can do.
Nope. Nothing you can do.
So the
can
shows were
take-
good.
Shows were good. We get there, and boy, just fun club and nice people. Just working stuff out. The highlight of the week for me, and I was there with my friend Tommy Johnigan, who's a great comic, great guy. We were staying at the Riverside Hotel, Grand Rapids. It's a Radisson, I think, affiliate. Friday, we go out, we go have a cigar, we eat Chipotle, we do our thing, we write jokes, we exercise, we come back, and in the courtyard of the hotel, there's just a huge party. The hotel is a Friday afternoon barbecue party. If you buy 2 drinks, you get a ticket, and 2 tickets get you a line to the buffet. Hot
Uh-huh.
dogs and burgers. It's all these blue hairs, all these old
yeah.
folks. They all come in. Probably 250 people.
Okay.
Elderly people. Bars open. They're drinking. There's karaoke. These old-time show business guys.
Uh-huh.
They tell between every song they tell a story. Hey, Bobby and I sung this one back in '62. You remember Bobby? Oh, you were on fire that night. I think they might have been a couple.
Ah, yes.
But they were old time. They were singing all these old time Jerry Lewis songs, Jerry Lee Lewis and Elvis songs, and they had props and great voices. One was a
Uh-huh.
falsetto. It was like these great
Cooners.
show business crooners.
Crooners, sorry.
Yeah, crooner. It sounds like
Ugh.
some guy in the South who chases black people.
Right.
Boy, that's not going to be a popular comment.
Well, that's the Midwest for you, though, because I did the Grand Rapids Festival, and there was a giant thing going on in, like, the town square. It was, like, hundreds and hundreds of people.
They have a lot of those.
Yeah, and I was like, what the hell is this? And I look around, everybody's wearing fake mustaches. And some guy's like, come on over here, buddy. He slaps one on me, and he brings me in the group. And they have to, like, they rope it off. And there's a lady on a microphone. She's like, we've done it. We beat the Guinness Book of World Records. They do it once a year. And they
Wow.
do another one, like another mustache every year just to beat their own record. And it's just fun. The kids are there wearing little stashes. The women, it's a great time.
Oh, that sounds fun. Yeah, they had all these weird I shouldn't say weird, festivals and things.
Yeah.
And everywhere had a weird ticket system. I was at this one festival, and I was like, I'd like a water, please. And she's like, it's 2 tickets. And I'm like, well, what does that mean? She's like, $1 is 2 tickets. You got to go buy tickets.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, well, what is it? How do I get tickets? I
Yeah.
have $1. You can't take American money. And she's like, no, it's a ticket system. And she's like giving me attitude like I'm crazy. I'm like, well, what do you
Right.
mean ticket? Why?
Yeah.
And I wasn't saying it aggressively. I was just like, well, how come the ticket thing? And she's like, you got to get tickets, pal.
Weird.
And I'm like, what am I?
You know what it is, I bet? I bet the people are pocketing money. So you give them tickets, and they're like, even if they pocket it, they already got the money from you before.
Right. Very
That's the only thing I
strange.
can think of.
Strange system. But, so we're at the hotel, and there's all these old women and stuff, and they're really sweet old men, old women, old couples, and a lot of life in them. You could do a documentary with
Yes.
this party. They're all there every Friday. And this beautiful older gal, just a beautiful face, nice, sweet gal, she comes over up to us and was like, hey, maybe how you guys doing? My posse's not here. I don't know. I have a posse, but they're not here. And I was like, well, I guess we'll be your posse. And she's like, okay. And then she leaves and whatever. And I'm like, what a lovely lady.
Uh-huh.
A couple songs in, she comes over. She's like, if you're my posse, you got to come dance with me. So I was like, all right, I'll dance with you. And it's just me and her on the dance floor. They're singing some rock and roll karaoke, old time rock and roll, whatever it is. And me and her cutting a leg, busting a nut, whatever.
Oh yeah, cutting a rug.
whatever the term is, and I didn't bust a nut, but it was Freudian. We're dancing up, and she's sweet, great eye contact, big
Oh, yeah.
smile. I'm like, I think I
Uh-huh.
could sleep with this old lady, but I thought maybe she lost her husband or something. Just a
Ugh.
lot of life in her though.
Yeah,
I wanted to
yeah.
keep dancing, so I danced with her. I gave her a hug afterwards. She kept coming over a couple songs later. Hey, let's dance again. Then I got up and sang Twist and Shout, very popular. She came out. She was the only one dancing for a bit.
Wow.
She's twisting and shaking and
Pretty
jiving.
good bod on this broad.
Pretty good bod.
Yes.
If I had to guess, I'm saying mid 50s, but maybe it could be 65. I have no idea. I'm not good with ages.
Husband died in World War II.
Maybe they were divorced.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know. But she seemed real sweet and was just a nice lady, and I had a little thing for her. Beautiful eyes.
I
and-
love the oldies.
Yeah, great gal. And as I was leaving, my friend Tommy was like, "You gotta give this girl your number."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, I don't know. I'm too weird about that." So he's like, "No, you gotta do it." And I'm like, "All right, I'll give her my number. Maybe we'll be friends or whatever."
Uh-huh.
So I write my number on I have like a promo card with my Twitter and email on there. I write
Oh,
my
good.
number on it, and I'm nervous, like a schoolboy.
Yeah.
Giving my number to a girl.
Well, she is like a teacher.
Yeah, exactly. So I go over there, and it's her and like 3 other ladies, and I'm like, "Well, ladies, I couldn't give it to her specifically."
Of course.
So I'm just like, "Ladies, I'm a comedian for hire. It was great to meet you." And I'm like making eye contact with her.
Uh-huh.
And this other lady snatches up my card. She grabs it. This
Ah.
other old bag.
Old cock block. God damn it.
And she grabs it and she's like, "What? You're the comedian?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then my girl goes, do you have more?" And I was like, I got one more. So I hand her that card.
Yeah.
But this card has my phone number on it. So now some
Oh.
crazy old lady has my phone number.
Jeez.
And I'm scared she's gonna be like, this young buck is sending me a message.
Right.
One of the wrong old lady in my room. So I say that, and then the first old lady, the one that took my phone number, she was like, she goes, "You're the headliner," and I had to go,
Ah.
"Nah, no, I'm the opener." And like the whole table of 7-year-old women's like, "Oh, you're the opener." It was like this emasculating moment, whatever that word is.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I had my backpack, and I was like, "All right, well, see you later," and shuffled off, embarrassed.
You know what would have been a great line, though? There's something sexual about the word opener. I think you could have used something like that.
Yeah.
I'm the opener.
I'll be your opener, lady.
Yeah. I'll
Are you a
open-
twist off? So then this story continues today. That was 5 days ago.
Uh-huh.
This afternoon, I get this email. It's a real beauty. Let me find it. Hold on one second. Sorry. You
Searching
kill some
through the
time.
iPhone for the email from the old bag.
From Maggie Miller. I shouldn't say her name.
Miller. Wow, that
But,
sounds like an old lady. Old Maggie Miller up on the hill.
She writes, "I met you last week at the patio party at Riverbend Hotel. I was the
Woo!
lady with the dark hair who danced with you.
Jeez.
You are one crazy fun guy.
Holy hell.
I would love to hear a set.
This is
When
so
are you-
old-fashioned.
When are you doing? This is a letter, by the way.
Telegram.
When are you? It's Morse code. That doesn't make sense. When are you doing something else in GR? That means Grand Rapids.
Grand
I think.
Rapids. Yes.
One person can make a difference. Everyone should try.
Wow.
JFK. She quotes JFK.
JFK.
And then she wrote, "Be the one person." Maggie Miller.
Wow.
Sweet gal. I think
This
we
is
might
wild.
be pen pals.
Yeah, I think
Or
so.
something. Or maybe we could blossom to more.
Yeah, you got to send her a nude pic.
I'll send her a dick pic. I gotta hurry. She's only got like 8 months left.
yeah, jeez Louise.
But quite a gal. So that was a good story. I felt good today. I thought maybe I helped this woman in a way and gave her a little young spirit. And I got something from her too. So it was a sweet
How do you like
story.
that?
And
tell you, there's something about the Midwest. It's old America,
yeah, it's nice.
the way it once was.
Now let me ask you this, because she was very attractive. What's the oldest you would go sexually? I mean, I have a girlfriend and everything, and I wouldn't.
Yeah, as do I. But it depends on the look. I mean, some women are 35 and they look dead, and some women are 81 and they look almost dead.
Right.
So, I would.
But the bod must make you nervous.
The bod makes me nervous, but this is gonna sound horrific, but I don't mind a little bit of old lady skin. Like, I don't want the cheesecloth or anything. I'm just saying, a little old skin doesn't bother me.
But the genitals and the breast must be really
The boobs are a little worrisome, but you can keep the brassiere on.
right.
And you have to call it a brassiere around these
I thought
gals.
they'll slap your knuckles.
Yeah. They'll give you a raspberry. But the vajayla,
You probably don't look
Vajayla.
at that, right? You gotta just look away.
I assume it would just look like it'd been slapped around a little bit, you know? But like it's kind of like how women are like, "Oh, look at that salt and pepper, that silver fox."
Right,
That's
right.
how I feel like some of the old qualities kind of actually look nice to me.
Right. If you're older than 60, please call in with some information about your vagina or whatever.
Please,
and,
we're very
on your
curious.
rotary phone.
Yeah, I hear that it's harder to lubricate.
Yes, I would imagine it would. You got to run out of lubrication at some
Yeah,
point.
well,
It's like a
what-
bottle.
Right, right. What with the dust and moth down there, you know, it's tough. I meant to say moss.
Whatever.
Yeah, either way,
That's
it's a bad
moths.
joke.
That works.
Moths, all right. It's
And
like
the tummy and everything, it must be all wrinkly
tummy.
and crazy.
Ah,
Now you've
yeah.
dabbled in some older
Oh,
lady
yeah.
porn.
I've dabbled with old ladies.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you have. Now, if I'm not mistaken, you lost your virginity to an
a
older gal.
45-year-old bag.
Do we have time to tell this story? Because I have to tell you, it's one of my favorite stories
Oh
of all
boy,
time.
let's see. We started then. Yeah, I'll do the quickie.
Keep it under 4 minutes.
Oh boy, Whew.
6 minutes?
I'll do 6.
Let's do 6 minutes. I'll give you a line. This is one of my favorite stories ever. I never get tired of hearing it.
All right, let me light this candle and I'll tell it. Here we go. All right. So it's December 30th, 1999, which is New Year's Eve, the day before the millennium change. This is big time, baby. I am 16 years old. We have a big party to go to on New Year's Eve. Huge party out in the field with like tons of kegs and a band. It was going to be wild. So we're like, the night before, let's go to the French Quarter, Bourbon Street. We're in New Orleans. We're 16. It's me and 5 friends. We go. This is, we all hop in a minivan. This is pre-cell phone. So we're just, we're in our best sweaters and button-ups, 16-year-olds, all virgins. We get to Bourbon Street. One of my friends goes, "Hey, I just got a fake ID. I'm going to go get some hand grenades or whatever." And so him and another guy go off, and we never see them again, which was just normal back then.
Right.
They're just gone.
Right.
Like, all right, well, fuck them. We lost them. So me and these 2 guys are walking around just looking up at the balconies. Women are flashing, beads, throwing. Good time. Classic New Orleans night. Chill in the air. Very fun. And so one lady starts flashing me. And, great bod, real banana boobs. Remember those? The ski slopes?
I think they still exist. They still make them.
I haven't seen them in years. So she had a leather jacket on and just those boobs flashing. And I felt like I had a connection with her. And so I was kind of like standing under her on the balcony. And I was like, "Hey, looking good." And she was like, "You want to come up?" And I was like, "Holy moly." I'm a 16-year-old wide-eyed idiot. And I'm like, "Yeah, I'd love to come up." So I'm like, "Come on, boys." And I try to go into the hotel, Ramada Hotel on Bourbon. And the door guy.
I was in a Ramada.
Oh, there you go. And the door guy goes, "Sorry, you can't come up if you're not a guest at the hotel." And I was like, So I go back and I look at her and I'm like, "Hey," I'm looking up at her like, "Hey, they won't let me in." She goes, "All right, I'm coming down." I'm like, "Wow, this lady is up for anything."
This is like Romeo and Juliet. You're yelling up to the
Yes.
balcony.
Yes. So she comes down and boy, she looked great. I mean, she was old, but she looked great. She was probably 45, 46.
Which is, but you're 20 or 15.
16.
16. So that's the equivalent of 106 now.
That's true. Yeah, in dog years, she was dead. But she looked kind of like an older Jennifer Aniston. Like if Jennifer Aniston just got out of a street fight, that's what she'd look like.
Right. Those street fights age you.
Oh yeah, that'll do it. And so she kind of comes to us, and she's very maternal. She's like, "Hey, you kids want to come up and throw some beads? All right, it's cold out here." And we're like, "Oh, this girl doesn't want to do anything, And my friend like keeps elbowing me, that annoying friend. He just come on, say something, just at least try something. So I was just like, "All right," and I just put my arm on her shoulder, and I go, "I don't want to go into 2000 a virgin."
Great line.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And she goes, and I was expecting to just get like a hee and then a kick in the balls, but she goes, "Well, I won't let you." And that was it. She walks us into the hotel. She goes, "All right, that's the elevator. Go to room 219. I'll meet you up there." Weird red flag right there. Why are we going to her room without her? But fuck it. We get into the elevator, and it was immediately like, "Ah!" We're all hitting each other, jumping up and down. 16-year-old kids like, "Can you believe this is happening? Oh my God, this is crazy!" Game plans, high-fiving, hugging, and so we get to the room. We find the right room. We wait there, and it was like that scene in Swingers where they're like, "Vegas, Vegas," and then like they cut to them just like almost sleeping.
Right.
So by this time, it was like a half hour, and we're just sitting on the floor. She finally walks up, swings the door open. There's an old guy with a white beard and a hat just sitting, staring at the door. And he had a Harley Davidson hat on, terrifying dude.
That's how I picture the entire male population of New Orleans, by the way. Old and white beards.
There's a lot of that, yeah.
Canes.
And he kind of is like, what's going on here? And she goes, "Hey, Fred," or whatever his name was. And she's like, Yeah, we're gonna hang out here for a while. And he goes, which one is it? And she points to me. And he goes, all right, you two, come out on the balcony with me. And we're all like, now we're kind of like, well, we're gonna die. What's happening here? You guys are fucked. I'm getting fucked. I don't know what's going on. So it's like that. Like my friends are walking on the balcony, like, hey, what's going on here? So he's like, I got a cooler with beers outside. It'll be fine. So he goes on the balcony, closes the French doors behind him. And my friends immediately look and turn into the window, like looking in the room.
Right.
And she does the whole zip, blinds fall.
Right.
Right and over the window. So
Beautiful.
That's the end of that. And I'm just riding this out.
This is like a poem.
I think it's Walt Whitman. All right. Whew, that took a minute. So, I couldn't think of his name. I almost said Emerson. So, mind you, it's winter, so I'm wearing a button-down, a sweater, and a jacket and jeans. So she does the pat on the bed. She goes, why don't you get more comfortable? I take off the jacket. And she's like, all right, so how do you want to do this? And I was like, well, I'm feeling pretty confident. I'm like, I'll just take a blowjob first. And she goes, well, I don't give blowjobs. And in my head, I'm thinking, you fuck kids off the street, but you don't give blowjobs? All right, that's fine. And she goes, you ever done this before? And I was like, no, I've never done this before. And I should tell you, I don't have the biggest dick in the world or anything. And she goes, don't worry, that's fine. Anything else? And I go, yeah, you clean? And she goes, you want to do this or not? I was like, sorry. So she goes in the bathroom to get more comfortable, comes out wearing nothing but green socks. Quite a visual.
It's like a Seuss play. He didn't write plays, and that's a second Seuss reference.
I noticed. And it didn't rhyme. So she comes out.
Old bags and green socks. Or tiny cock, green sock. I don't know.
There you go. Something like that.
All right. He wrote it before he was a doctor.
So, she goes... she sits back down on the bed, and she's like, come on, why don't you get a little comfortable? So I take the pants off, I take the jacket off and all that, the sweater and everything, and I keep the boxers on, and I slip it through the hole. She puts a condom on me. We go at it for about 2 hours, and eventually I roll off her, and she had the worst breath I've ever smelled in my life, by the way, just horrific. And I roll off her, and I've had this wave of shame, like this filthy, dirty shame. And I'm like, what have I done? Who am I? What's going on? My parents? I'm a good kid. What am I doing? And so I was just like, I got to get out of here. I'm just thinking, I got to get out of here. And she's laying next to me, like twirling my non-chest hair, And she's like, so we got to do this again. What's your phone number? I was like, I don't really have my own phone. And she's like, well, I'll come pick you up. And I'm like, I don't want you meeting my parents. I live at home, And so she's like, all right, well, we should hook up. And I was like, I'll come back tomorrow. And I just get up and I put my clothes on and I open the French doors because I got to get my friends, and they fall in. They're hammered. They're 16-year-old kids have been boozing for hours. They fall in. My friend's like, I got sloppy seconds. He's all over the road. And I'm like, no, and I'm just pulling him out of the room. And we finally get back home. I tell them the story in the cab. They're fucking going nuts. And we get to my friend's house. We pass out. The phone rings at 7:30 a.m. Those two friends we lost call the house, and they're like, hey, you're not going to believe what happened to us. And I'm like, no. You're not going to believe what happened to us. And we do that for about 25 minutes. And then he tells me that they both met some swimmers from UCLA and fucked him in the minivan.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I told my story, and I was the king of high school for like 2 months after that.
Wow. That is a beauty.
Thank you.
That's just a beauty. I love that story.
We got through it in 5 minutes.
I lost track of time. It was so beautiful.
Great.
I have no good virginity story. My high school girlfriend and I, we fucked, and it was, I shouldn't say we fucked. We
made love.
We touched genitals. And then it was like, afterwards we were like, I think we just lost our virginity.
Wow.
Yeah, I think so too.
Well, that sounds pretty good because most women are like, oh, it was the worst experience of my life. It was trauma. I cried.
Yeah, it was sort of strange. It was a weird, but it was no story. It was nothing.
Your house, her house, car?
My house, parents' house, in the bed, twin bed, and just sort of fooling around or whatever. And I don't know. There's no real memory. I have a memory of the first hookup we had. I couldn't get her pants off, which was terrifying.
Interesting.
Nothing worked because there was like a big bold move. I was like, I'm gonna go in. This is it. I'm gonna go down there, and I couldn't get those pants out. And I was trying to do it dramatic, like Maverick in Top Gun.
Right.
I wanted it to be like a shadowy thing, and you try to like. Ding, 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 ding,
Oh,
ding.
yeah.
And then like the record scratches and I can't get the jeans off and like it's just silly and I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't get your pants off. And then I had to break that fourth wall and just be like, now it's the thing. And then I just fingered her for half an hour and yeah.
That's something.
Yeah, it was nothing too exciting.
Yeah.
Nothing too exciting for a while, really, sexually.
Well, I got to get back to the weekend.
Oh,
here.
right. I forgot about the weekend.
No.
I forgot the existence of a weekend.
So, first off, I should say my parents are in town, it's a real chink in the armor for a comedian. You know, they're at my house. I can't do any writing. They're there. They want to hang out all the time, so you can't really get anything done comedically except for doing spots.
They stay in that small house? That's amazing.
I mean, they leave sporadically to, like, go to a museum, but they come right back, you know.
my parents would never stay with me. They would stay in the hotel or something.
It's a bold move.
yeah, that's insane to
It's
me.
very bold. I mean, they're in bed by 10. So I got to just
Oh.
keep it quiet, you know. I sit in my room. I listen to an iPad or whatever. It's
And you got a small place. You got to walk
tiny.
around them to get to the.
brutal. Yeah. The worst is when they have sex. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, so doing a bunch of spots, getting out of the house. I did a show at the Cellar. I had 4 sets. I did one at Gotham, one at the Strip, one at Karma, went to the Cellar Saturday night, sit at the table alone. Keith Robinson sits down. Hey, we're talking. Phil Hanley sits down. We're talking. Then, lo and behold, old Louis C.K. sits down, and he's in a chatty mood.
Wow.
He's like, what'd you do tonight? To Keith, Keith's like, I did a couple spots here. What'd you do tonight? And I was like, I did this, I did the Creek, I did that. And he goes, oh, the Creek, I know the Creek. We're talking about the Creek. It was insane.
Wow.
And he's like, what else did you do? I was like, I did a show at Karma. He's like, oh, what's Karma? And then we started talking about, I was like, it's a hookah bar. They let you smoke cigarettes. He's like, they let you smoke there? Wow, Keith, remember when this whole place was full of smoke? Wasn't that crazy? And they just started talking about that, and that was crazy. And so then I had to go on. Louis wanted to go on, and I had to follow him.
Wow. How did that go?
That was not good because he went up and he was really had some raw, loose stuff, just ideas. Wasn't killing. The audience was happy to see him, but he wasn't killing. And then he got heckled.
What kind of heckle are we talking?
I'm talking like hot, ditzy blonde lady
Right,
heckle.
right.
You know, like a lot of rhetorical questions. She would answer him like, "Isn't it weird how pumpkins are orange?" And then she'd be like, "It is weird."
Oh, jeez.
And he was like, okay, all right. And then he would do another one, and she was like, that's so true. And he was like, who? And he just lost it. And he's got genuine anger about the heckling. He goes like, how can you have the ego to just speak out like that? It's so fucking gross. You make me sick. What kind of person made you? Like all
Oh,
this
wow.
shit. And she was just like, I don't know. Why are you mad at me? I'm with you. And so he just storms off stage. So then Will Sylvince is hosting, and he goes up, and he kind of tries to patch it up a little bit. I'm horrified. I'm
Right.
terrified. First of all, I'm following this comedy giant, and I gotta follow this tension. So he brings me up. They're all going to the bathroom. They're all walking around, and I had the lovely gift. I had the gift of the bouncer picking the woman up and walking her out
Oh, wow.
in front of, like, during my set. I'm on for 30 minutes, and he's walking right past me with this girl, and so the whole crowd hated her. And I go, as she's walking out, I go, are you the one who heckled Louis? And she goes, yeah. And I go, geez, I thought you'd be hotter. And it killed.
Oh, wow.
Because it was like the one way I could get her.
Yeah, that's great.
And
line.
after that, I was on point. They loved me.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, I wish Louis had heard it.
But then you had it reversed
Yeah.
also.
Then Sunday, he didn't want to go first, I guess because of that.
Right.
And I had to go before him, and the fucking manager of the club or the booker of the club is watching me, and he's listening, so I am freaking out.
Yeah, I would not
And
enjoy that.
I bombed hard.
Jesus.
Hard bomb. She lit me early. Ugh. And I mean, Keith was giving me like at the table upstairs, they're all like, woo! Stinkaroo.
Ah.
Yikes. That was an ugly bomb. And I'm like, yeah, yuck it up. There we go. Come on.
And this is a weekend?
Yeah.
That's tough.
That was tough.
But you're back. You were there Sunday night, and you had a great
Yeah,
set.
yeah.
Murdered Sunday night.
It went well, but she didn't see the well. She saw the bad.
Yeah, that's tough.
Ain't that always the breaks?
Yeah, that's the way it goes. It's a weird. There's so much luck in this business.
I know, and it's not all good.
Nope, it's a lot of bad luck. But
Yeah.
boy, you killed it Sunday night. What a fun night we had Sunday night. You,
Great
me,
night.
Phil Hanley, and
Sam
and
Morrill.
Sam Morrill. Four dear friends back to back to back to back.
And Phil brought his lady friend, which felt a lot like that scene in Good Will Hunting when he brings the girl around for the first time.
Yeah, it was similar.
Yeah, and we're all telling jokes, trying to make her laugh. We all want
Yeah.
her approval.
Yeah, it was exciting.
Yeah, good times. That cellar is really it's a magical place. That's why we get so fucking nuts about it.
Yeah, it is wonderful. I had a thing happen. I forgot to mention. This is funny. Have you ever had this happen? I was mistook. A drunk girl thought that I was the other comic on the show. Have you ever had that happen before?
Yes.
I was. I think our producer died.
You all right, buddy?
Sound like you fell out of your chair.
Oh, all right.
Uh,
He's good.
so I do the show. Tommy John Tonigan and I, we if we committed a crime and they asked the sketch artist to describe it, you would have the similar description.
Right.
White guy, 5 o'clock shadow, glasses. But we don't look similar. He's a much more handsome guy.
He's
I
a little
think.
squattier.
Yeah, he's shorter than I am, but and a little he's a stronger,
A little beefier.
looking guy. Yeah, he's not gonna like that.
Beefy is good. Squatty, that was bad. I feel bad about the squatty. Beefy was a compliment. I was trying to rebuttal the squatty.
I called Greg Warren. What did I call him the other day?
I think you called him fat.
Stocky.
Oh,
I called
stocky.
him stocky,
Yeah.
and his whole world crumbled.
Yes.
But,
well, you'd also called him faggot, but you know,
And old. No,
you
So-
fat old faggot.
we do the show. We have similar looks, I guess. I'm sitting there watching the football game. This drunk girl comes up to me, starts flirting with me hard. She's putting her head on my shoulder. She's like, "You were the highlight of my night.
Oh,
You're
boy.
great. I loved you. Like, tell me more about you." And I'm like, "Boy, this girl's she's really putting it on." She mentions her husband, and I have a girlfriend, so I'm like, it's not gonna go anywhere. It feels nice to be flirted with. She's into me.
Yes.
And she's like, "You were so funny. You were so great." She's doing that. This goes on for about 5 minutes, and then she goes, "Boy, the first two guys I really thought were annoying
Ah.
and shitty. I'm the second guy on the
Wow.
show." She's like, and the guy, he was just talking about tits.
Oh,
She's like,
that's
it was
you.
gross. She's talking to me about my
Oh,
act, thinking
boy.
that I'm Tommy. But I mean,
Brutal.
obviously she's out of her mind because we don't look that similarly. And she watched me for 25 minutes and him for an hour.
Right.
And is now talking to me. And she's like, Tommy has a baby. She's like, so where's your baby? Where are you from? So I'm just lying. I feel too weird. So I'm just going with him, talking about my baby
Right.
that I don't even have. I'm like, yeah, my baby's good. And then her friend shows up, her other friend, who's not as drunk, and is like, "Hey, you're the comedian. You were great."
Right.
And I'm like, "Oh, thank you." And she's like, "Where are you from?" And I was like, "Illinois," which is where he's from. So now I'm
yes.
pretending to be, because I don't want her to go, "Wait, you're not that guy."
What a
'Cause
guy
I'm
you
too
are.
worried about her
You're
being
worried about her
embarrassed.
feelings,
Yes.
and you've been shit on for an hour.
I would rather have someone throw eggs at me and pull my pants down than witness someone else being embarrassed.
I'm the same
It's
way.
The worst.
It's a horrible way to live.
Yeah, and like she's literally shitting on my
Yes,
act to my
yes.
face.
Right.
And I had to take it. So this girl, she's like, "You're from Illinois," and I'm like, "Yep,
Yeah.
Illinois." And I can't lie. I have no
Yeah,
lying
right.
ability.
You're not a good liar.
So I'm like, "Illinois, that's me. Go Illinois."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Where in Illinois?" And now I'm just trying to remember where he's from. I'm like, "Benton." And she's like, "My husband's from Illinois," which is the last thing I want to hear. Now she has
Oh,
knowledge.
now it's a test.
So she's asking all these Illinois questions, and she's like, "So what? She's like, where's your girl? You have a girlfriend?" And then the other girl, the original girl, drunk girl, turns away for a second, and I whisper to this girl. I get her in. I'm like, I'm not that guy.
Oh man.
I'm like, I'm from Massachusetts, but she thinks that I'm the other guy, so just go along with it. And she's like, okay. So the other girl comes over, and she's like, "What did you say your name was again?" And I was like, "Tommy Johnigan." And she's like, "Wait, what? I thought she was in with me." But she's fucking me. And so eventually the original girl turned away, and I got the hell out of there.
Wow.
I was like, I gotta go. I just snuck off.
It's funny. You're such a nut. You turn this simple situation into a fucking, crazy thing.
Yeah, I could have just been like, that wasn't me. You
Yeah.
were shitting on me. But like, I feel bad because
Of
imagine
course.
the embarrassment she has of telling me I suck to my face.
Right. People don't know what we go through.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Off stage is the word, talking to people. But then I met
Oh,
a
yeah.
great fan who's listened to this show, and I should say his name, but I can't. I don't have it in front of me right here. But great guy. I forget his name, and I apologize. I'll find it in a second. But
If you know who you are, call in.
yeah, call in right now. Ah, jeez, I'm the worst. But he was a great guy, sweet guy, and very nice.
Wow, man, it's I want to get back to here's something I've been thinking about, and tell me if you concur. We like comedy. We love doing comedy. Everybody goes, "Oh, you're so awkward and weird. How do you get on stage in front of 500 people?" Because there's control there.
Yes,
you're in
of course.
control. There's no control with small talk.
Exactly.
It's you against them. They could say anything at any moment. You have no idea what they're gonna say.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, and people can't believe it because they expect you to be. I've said it on stage where I'm like, don't expect me to have any confidence or.
Right.
It's terrifying. Like I'll have that with girls where like I've been on stage and I'm like, yeah, we should fuck and you're
Yeah.
hot and let's talk. And then afterwards they come up to me and I'm just staring at my shoes.
Right,
like,
right.
Nervous. But there is control, and that's why it's fun doing stand up because you get to be the person that you always sort of wanted to be,
Yes,
but didn't
yes.
have the.
Right.
And it's weird. You feel like you got to be funny, and they just scare the hell out of me. Civilians.
Women, especially.
Yeah. Anyone without a penis, whether
Right.
it be they lost it in an accident or.
Well, I've told you my old thing. I tried as a joke. It didn't work. But, my friend would always say to me, like, "Oh, we would like try to hit on girls, and he'd pull me to the side and be like, "You don't know how to talk to women. You have no idea how to talk to women." I'm like, "No, I know how to talk to women. I just don't know how to talk to women I'm trying to fuck."
Right,
That's a whole different world.
Yeah, I always felt that when I'd meet a lesbian or a girl who was
Yes.
married, I would love
Oh,
talking to them, and I'd be
you're-
funny and yucking it up. If there's a possibility of us having sex, I'm great with my friends' girlfriends.
Yeah.
I love them. Hey,
Right,
what the
right.
fuck? Yeah, you
Yes.
get crazy. You get to know them, and it's nice because there's no thing there.
Yes, and you know what it is? It's because you're not a liar. Because wanting to bang a girl is all just a huge lie until you fuck her.
Yeah,
That's
you're trying
all it
to
is.
dance around the fact that you want to fuck.
Yeah, you can't just say, "I'd love to bang you," then they run away or cry or slap you or whatever.
That's like with my girlfriend now. We've been together 2 years. She initiated the first time we ever had sex because I couldn't do it. For like you were part of that. I couldn't pull the trigger because I'm so bad. The first time we had sex, she
Oh,
was like,
yeah.
"Do you want to have sex?" And I was like, "Sure." We had sex. Ever since then, I've initiated every time because it's like your hand gets stamped.
Yeah.
I was like, "Now I'm in. All right, now if we have sex,
right.
let's have sex now." I just need that first
Yes.
push.
Well, to me, that's weird. I get it, but for me, that's weird because going, "Hey, you want to have sex?" and then she goes, "Yeah," and then I go, "All right, I'm gonna have to be sexy now." That is the worst thing for me, being sexy.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
See,
jeez.
it's too. We're too weird. We're just awkward.
just
It's
weird
it's very,
people.
Very businessy. My girlfriend and I.
Oh, well, that's good.
I'm like, "You want to have sex?" And she's like, "Sure." And then we get right down to it.
Oh, well, that's good. 'Cause she's awkward too, so that
right.
works.
We're both shy and sort of.
Yeah, but there's no love for introverts. We're both introverted people, I think, and there's no sympathy for introverts.
Right.
You know, people just because they don't have the problems we have, so they just go, "Just do it, just fucking do it."
Right,
And you're
right.
like, "No, I don't." Like when we have to make a phone call.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my god, it's horrifying.
Brutal,
But they go,
yeah, yeah.
"What? It's a phone call. That's what the phone's for. Making calls. What are you worried about?" Like,
Yeah,
you don't
it's-
get it, buddy.
It's strange. I have that happen with panic disorder and anxiety. People just
Yeah.
don't get it. They're like, you worry too much. I'm like, yeah, I know. That's what it fucking is.
That's
you-
the problem.
You dumb.
You don't have it. I do, and you don't
Right.
understand. It's like when you need to be alone. You go home. You're like, "I need some alone time." They're like, "What? You don't want to hang out?" Like, "No, I need to recharge."
Right, right.
You're a lot of work.
Well, we're both very social, which is also weird.
I think
Strange.
we've learned. We've
I-
kind of conditioned ourselves.
I feel like I'm good at faking it. Yeah. It's interesting,
Me too. Me too.
but
It is a performance.
yeah, you're always. And then you have this thing where they want you to be. Now it's pressure. It's
Right.
like, what's up with you? Why are you so quiet? And you're like, jeez.
Oh boy, it's tough.
Yeah.
I had a show on Saturday called "See You in Hell."
Oh, I love that show.
Great show. It's my second time doing it. It was the second anniversary. Those guys are really just Doug and Matt are great guys.
Matt Wayne, Doug Smith.
Yeah.
Two of the best guys and hilarious
Both
guys. too.
super funny. The show was packed. They had a great like opening segment. It was really funny. And then I went up and my challenge was to arm wrestle anyone in the crowd
Oh, I
who
love
wanted
that.
to do
Well,
it.
You gotta explain the show a little bit.
Oh yeah, sorry. So the show's called "See You in Hell," and it's basically two guys who kind of bring comics on and just pull a thing out of a bucket, and it just says a challenge.
It's a hell.
Yeah, it's a
your,
hell.
It's your hellacious thing. They're dressed
Right.
as Satan. They shoot fire out at the beginning.
Yeah.
They have horns and capes, and
Right.
It's supposed to be like a comedy hell.
Yes.
And then they're in like a little fishbowl, like piece of paper that your own personal brand of hell.
Yeah, the guy before me got a spelling bee. So he'd have to do his act, and then they would just shout out a word, and he'd have to spell it correctly in the middle of his act,
Right.
and then go back to his act. And then the other guy got whenever the music would play, he'd have to do a certain kind of dance.
Right,
like
right, yeah.
Hip hop, he'd have to hip hop dance or whatever.
Yeah. When I did it, I had to wear a bear costume and do 4 shots.
That's what I got too.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Because you're in a bear costume, all your jokes are getting 20% more laughs.
Yeah, it's fun wearing a bear costume. And then also, 4 shots to me at the time was really not
Nothing,
much.
nothing.
I just banged them down immediately.
Me
and then
too.
It was basically doing a regular set.
Right.
So it was a little warmer than normal.
Right. Yeah. And you get some photos of you in a bear suit, which is
Classic.
hard to come by.
Yeah.
So I got arm wrestle, and it was crazy story. And this is no braggadocio here. I sit down, and this guy comes up, strapping guy, probably 6'2", and we're arm wrestling, and his wrist cracks.
Oh, my
In the
God.
middle, you could hear it. It was audible. And I was like,
Jesus.
I just immediately pulled back. I was like, "Oh my God, are you okay?" And he was like, "Yeah, I'll be all right. I'll be all right," and just walked off.
Arm wrestling, unbelievably dangerous.
Unbelievably damn. My hand is still hurting. My arm is still
Yeah,
hurting.
it's very unnatural. It's horrible for you.
Oh yeah, terrible.
Yeah, Quint hurt his arm real bad.
Who?
Quint.
Quint.
Jaws.
Ah, yes.
Celebrating my 3rd wife's demise. Call in if you enjoy Jaws references.
Oh yeah. So that was one. Got him out of the way. Broke that faggot's arm. It's the third time I've used the F word. Sorry, people at home.
Yeah, we've got
Sorry.
cunt, rape, faggot.
Well,
very,
we got-
very enjoyably so,
Yeah,
too,
well,
by the way. Very chipperly.
To be clear, we have Bape.
Yeah, that's true, Bapist.
But either way, the phones are lighting up.
Yeah.
So then this girl comes up, which is always a good time. She came up,
Mm-hmm.
knocked that bitch right out of there.
Yeah.
And then Chris Welty came up.
Oh, that's funny you said that because last time I was there, Chris Welty got that challenge.
Is
He
that
was the
right?
one that had to arm wrestle.
Oh, well, he's a bigger dude than me, and he came up. And I hate to say it, but there was a lot of pressure on you because you're like, I kind of want to win. I don't want to look like a loser up here and
Right.
lose all these arm wrestles. But so he comes up, bigger guy. I was like, oh, he's going to beat me. And I think he let me win, which was
Ah.
nice of him.
Yeah. Sweet guy.
Sweet guy. And then, the joke was getting a little old by this point. I've already arm wrestled 3 people. I'm winning. Then Reed Failer walks up. Tiny little man. He's got to be, what, 5'1"?
Yeah, yeah.
Cute kid.
78 pounds.
Just a big ball of cute.
Mm-hmm.
And he comes up, little guy, and we start arm wrestling. And I'm doing the whole, like, oh, my God, you're killing me. And just, like, trying to struggle. I'm standing up, like, just kind of letting him have it.
Right.
And it's killing. People are loving it. And then I just eventually I let him take me down. But he's doing the thing where he's not even like batting an eye.
Right.
And
right.
I'm just like, And yeah, he takes me down and got a big pop and I got out of there.
That's fun. I love that show. I'm supposed to do it in December, but I'm nervous because I can't eat it. I'm not gonna eat. Sometimes you have to eat shit, and
You gotta eat shit.
I have no stomach for that. And then I don't really
Salsa.
drink anymore, so I'm like, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do.
Right. Also, you have to do your act as an impression. I got Jerry Seinfeld,
Oh yeah.
which is it's fun but it's
I had to do Bill Clinton doing something,
Right.
somebody doing Bill Cosby doing Bill Clinton or something silly
Uh-huh.
like that. But
yeah.
fun show. I love shows like that are fun and silly. And
Yeah, the audience loved it. It was a good time for everybody.
speaking of which, I'm doing. I think we got to wrap it up here in a moment. But I'm doing my Twist and Shout party again. If you're around the Saturday after Thanksgiving at the Creek in the Cave, November
Ooh.
30th.
Boy, that's
You'll
a
probably
good
be in
time.
New Orleans.
I might, but I'll try to make it. Last year was so fun.
Yeah, I'd love to have you again. Be the judge. We had a comedy show, which was fun, and then a twist contest. We twisted the night away, and it was judged by Mark Norman and Mad Dog Mattern and
Yeah.
Thomas Dale, and boy, great fun. We had a lot of fun, a lot of dance. I love the twist. I
Love
don't know
the
what it is with
twist.
the twist, but I really love it.
And women dancing drives me wild.
Oh yeah,
I
it's
love
the
women
best.
dancing.
Women having fun.
Uh-huh.
A woman enjoying herself is just
Not
really
crazy about women enjoying themselves.
No, that's the thing about you.
I
Yeah,
want them
yeah.
in pain. No,
But,
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I love it. But
Yeah, love the twist. Love women dancing. They all dressed up. They wore like little shorts and skirts and stuff.
yeah, it was a sexy night.
I guess we'll wrap. I saw Chappelle as well. Same night as Louis.
Tell me about Chappelle. Yeah, Chappelle and Louis both at the Comedy Cellar.
Yeah, he's a funny guy because he'll talk to anybody. Like Louis, you're kind of intimidated, but Chappelle, when he's around, you don't feel like he's this big star.
Mm-hmm.
And he's ripped now. He's huge. And we were all down on the steps by the stage, and he was about to go on. He's smoking. And I was like, yeah, Louis was just here. And he goes, oh, yeah, Louis. And I go, yeah, he got heckled. And he goes, people are animals. And that was it. Then he went on.
Yeah.
What a
wow.
great thing. It was a great moment. He
Did you
goes,
watch his set?
Yeah, he did about 20 minutes only on Hartford.
Oh,
The
wow.
Hartford heckling thing.
Wow.
And it was great. He's like, you motherfuckers know what it's like to be heckled by 5,000 people in alligator shirts? Just crazy. It was hilarious.
Right.
Really good stuff.
When I lived in New York in 2003, I went to the New York Film Academy, which you also went to.
Yep.
I think we might have talked about it before, but I went to the Cellar every night. I took a month off from comedy to go to the school, and I went to the Cellar every night. And that was when Chappelle was doing season 2. And he would come in every night.
Wow.
And he'd have his backpack. He wouldn't even take his backpack off. He'd just sit on the piano and smoke. And what he was doing was what became For What It's Worth.
Is that right?
I think that's the second one.
Yeah,
right?
that's a hell of a special.
Yeah, it was great, and there was a lot of other stuff. And the first time I saw him was early in the month. He was doing it would be like an hour and a half, and he whittled it all down to like 50 minutes, and it was fun watching that
Wow.
process. But no one ever been more themselves on stage in the history of comedy.
No.
Wearing a backpack, smoking cigarettes, just sitting there, and naturally.
How
so
is he not
funny.
worried? I think he started doing it when he was like 14. I
14
think that
and
has something to
grew
do with
up
it.
and has some sort of natural
He's got it.
ability. Yeah, just a tremendous comedic talent. His Inside the Actors Studio is one of my favorite.
Oh, it's a great one.
I have it on. I watched it like it's a movie. I've watched it like 30 times.
Right.
Terrific. And yeah, just great.
He's got that great mix of silly and profound.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know? He's a little everything.
And he does it without ever telling you what's what. He's
Yeah.
just saying a story, and then you're like, wow, that is lined with knowledge. And,
Yes.
Yeah, one of the best ever, and boy, I wish
Yeah.
I hope to see him live again soon. I'd like to.
He'll be
get to
around.
take that in. Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. So, boy,
Well, thanks for listening. What a fun episode.
fun episode, fun
week.
weekend.
Yeah. I hope you're enjoying the show. Follow us on Twitter at Tuesday Stories.
That's the one.
And we just started up the Twitter page, and yeah, we're excited. We hope you're enjoying it, and give us a call or email us. Oh, you can also email us at tuesdayswithstories@gmail.com. And try to keep them positive. We're both sensitive guys, so if you have something negative to say it to your neighbor.
Please.
Yeah. You'll just derail our entire lives if you say something shitty.
Oh, yeah. But, yeah, keep it positive. And if you have anything, if we touched a nerve, if you're like, hey, that happens to me, I'm nervous, I'm an introvert, send that in, too. Anything positive.
And sorry about saying I can smell your cunt real early in this episode.
And the F-bombs by me.
Right. We'll try harder the next time, which is PTI's thing. Maybe I shouldn't. That's too weird. We need like a sign off.
We need a sign-off.
Yeah. We can smell your cunts. That's my vote.
We'll see you next week, fags.
All right. We'll see you cunts next fags.
There it is.
All right.
Have
We
a
love
good
you.
night.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.